you know you're going to have to audition too. You want to get that out of the way now, or?
I'll let the ladies go first and go back to competition.
Smart plan. Let's see here. It looks like the first person will be Grace Black. Let's give her a call. Oh, hey Grace. Are you ready for your audition? Great. Let's see what you got. Stop there, Grace. Can we get something that just really expresses who you are? Alright, let's see it. Oh, it's really going out smooth now. Nathan is the only one that can see this. How can I go? Great. Great job. We'll be back in touch soon. Let me see who's next. Oh, Natalie Grado. Let's give her a call. Oh, hey, Natalie. I'm glad you decided to audition for the opening act. I like your song choice. I think the crowd would too.
Wrap your love on. I'll wrap your love on. If you find yourself no words, just follow the lead.
Get back to you once everybody has theirs. Alright, let's see here. So I gotta call my man Grant Judd. So let me get him on call right now. Oh, Grant, how's it going, man? Are you ready to defend your opening acts? Alright, man, let's see what you got. Grant, that might not be the most appropriate song at a school athletic banquet. Let me see something. Let me see something a little bit more appropriate. Sound good? Alright, man, hit it. Okay, we're going to go back in like 40 days here. Not too long, I apologize. Hey, well, I guess by default, I'm this year's host. I'm your athletic director, Stephen Brown. Welcome to the 3rd annual Blue and Golden Globes. We are here to recognize our varsity athletes, coaches, and teams and their accomplishments. Before we get into tonight's dinner, we've got to bring all 4 participants up here and give them a round of applause. So first, we're going to have Grace Black. Let's make some noise. Y'all make some noise for Miss Susie. One last round of applause for 4 amazing groovy dancers. Thank you guys. As we continue tonight, just a reminder, please have your mask on other than when you're eating. We want to practice social distancing as best as we can. We want to have a great time tonight, but we also want to get sick. That's number 1. So, as we move into the dinner portion tonight.
On behalf of the Booster Club, I want to welcome you to the 3rd annual Blue and Golden Globes. I love you. So, I'm going to try to get through this with no tears. Last one. For 3 years, it has really been my pleasure to work with these athletes and these coaches. And so if I can leave anything, I want you to know how hard, and I know you know this, but I want you to know how hard the athletes work and how very hard the coaches work behind the scenes for your athletes. Not only on the field, but in their personal lives, where you talk to about girlfriends, boyfriends, parents, homework, doctors, whatever it is, these coaches have their back. So the only thing I ask in the future is y'all please just take care of these athletes and these coaches because they deserve it. It's incredible the amount of time they put in. So it has really been my honor working with these guys. I love them all, and y'all really got to send me the schedule so I can come see again. You got me, T? You got me, T? I'll be here. There's a few people I really need to thank. Volleyball, Rachel Black did the books every single game. That's a huge job. So thank her very much for that. Chris and Allie in the concession stand, every single sport. Petey and Kim, every single sport. Thank you so much. Marty, I'm really gonna miss you. Again, every single sport. You guys are rock stars, so thank you so much. Greg and Eve, you have a special gift for me. That is free popcorn for life. So, in your bag right there is a certificate. Free popcorn for life. So thank you for everything. I have one final parting gift, and this has been a major concern with everybody, all the athletes, with me leaving, is where's the snack bucket gonna go? Right? The snack bucket, that's the biggest thing. It lives in my car. There's always food. Everybody always has snacks. So I have to give the snack bucket a new home. So T, can you come here? Talia is the keeper of the snack bucket. Right? Y'all don't let Talia eat it all before school starts. With that, my time as the booster president is over, and I'm going to introduce you to your booster club for next year. So y'all be nice to them. Please read their emails. I know y'all are boycotted mine. So please answer them when they email you. And they are the ones that are hardworking in the back feeding you dinner tonight, so thank them. I really want to thank the Baslows for dinner. Thank you very much. And her husband provided all the sides. Thank them very much. And Coach Brown, it's been great. I'm out.
Not yet, not yet.
With that, I'm going to turn it over to Tremaine Bowman for football.
Good evening, everybody. Can I go ahead and get all of the varsity football players to come up? Everyone who's here. All the varsity football players come up. There's a whole lot of them. We should be able to social distance from too. It's been a tough time in 2020 with COVID-19, and I know a lot of people have been affected by it, having to change and find new norms, new normalities, and everybody's dealing with it. And so it's a good thing when you have brothers, and I know they're all playing online together, 2K and all this other stuff they're doing. They try to get together and stuff, but it's good to have a team. And football is the ultimate team sport. You cannot do it by yourself. There's no one person on the field at any point in time that's greater than another. I don't care whether you play quarterback. I don't care whether you're the running back. I don't care how much you have the ball or never touch the ball at all. It is a sport that you have to play and do together. And we're finding that out even with COVID-19, that you have to do it together. We have to overcome together because everybody affects everybody else. That's why we're all wearing masks. That's why we're wearing gloves, handing out the awards. And so these guys have been on a tremendous journey from a couple of years ago being a JV team, the ones that played, to now having our first, coming back to our first varsity team and playing 11-man football. So y'all get out of hand. That was a big accomplishment. They don't value or think that 8-man football is legit. Let me tell you, it's legit. It's faster than 11-man football. You got athletes that get more athletic because there's more space on the field. And these guys will get the opportunity to see that again this upcoming year. But we had a great year. Overcame a lot of adversity, dealt with some injuries late that kind of curtailed our season to be what it was in the end. But we had some outstanding players. Everyone did a phenomenal job of giving up their body and sacrificing themselves each and every day at practice, and then especially on Friday nights. It was good to have y'all back in the stands. This year's Coaches Award, we have two. One of them goes to Pablo Soto, who's not here tonight, but he gives his all every single time. Never have to ask Pablo to give 100%. And our guys have a problem, and their problem is that they don't know how to ask for a break sometimes. And that's just a testament to how much they want to make you happy and they want to please you. So we have to be careful to make sure you take care of them as they try to go out and give us their all. So Pablo Soto gets the first one. The second Coaches Award goes to the smallest guy on the field every single game. But let me tell you, he tackles, he hits, he covers, and he doesn't give up. He gets down on himself every now and then. But he's only a rising sophomore. So the second Coaches Award goes to Junior Williams. I didn't even know he was here. Cut it out. All right. The Leadership Award. Listen, I haven't been with captains because I believe that leadership leads from the front. And when you stop leading from the front, then you can't be a leader. And so, you know, we had to go back and forth in finding people who wanted to step up and take on the task every day, all day. And it didn't matter whether, you know, your friends liked you or they didn't, but sometimes you got to light a fire underneath them. And we found a guy who was willing to light some fires underneath some other people to get them going and keep them on the right track. And I'm super excited. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster coming back this year. And I can't wait to see how he takes advantage of the opportunities given him. Aiden Anderson, leadership. All right, this player is also on there. He's not here tonight, but when you see him, you can't miss him. He's the biggest thing on campus, and a tremendous player. And I'm just hoping that some of the players take advantage of the opportunities given to him. I just got a call maybe a month and a half ago from Clemson about him. You know, they called looking for him by name. And so I put a shameless plug in some other players, you know. So we put out a shameless plug, but this goes to a tremendous athlete who gave his all and was a phenomenal force on defense, RJ Rock. All right, this player was also on the radar. There's some questions about him, and let me tell you, he's the type of athlete and athleticism you can't teach. The type of athleticism that he has is undeniable. He was the only sophomore to be awarded a regional award this past year in a league that we were babies to. He is the most valuable player, scored most of our touchdowns, had a heavy hand and solid defense, and he's a great kid. And I'm looking forward to see what opportunities he has. Darius Singletary, most valuable player. Like I said, he's the only player recognized, but he's recognized as an athlete. This year's going to give him as a running back, tailback. We're going to try to give him 3 or 4 region awards. 2019-2020 Region 3 football, all-region team, the only sophomore, Darius Singletary, Charles Spinach. That's the all number 1 for hand. Got Sanders, Baden Brown, Waters, a lot of other guys already named, Kevin, Mason Halls, and I can't wait to get this guy here. We're gonna kick some field goals this year. Case Langston, y'all give him an over for him. Next up for cheerleading, we have Coach Jess Ross coming up. Coach Jess Ross, give her a hand.
Good job, Mom.
I don't do this much cleaning at my house.
That is true. Sorry about
Can I have my cheerleaders come up to the stage, please? It was my first year as an official coach for cheerleading, we'll say, right? Right. First year, but I have been begging Miss Sowers to let me help her with cheerleading forever. This team, yeah, make sure it's not. We have had the biggest cheerleading team this year that we've had in a really long time, which I'm super proud of. We were back to cheering on the sidelines, and we even took ourselves to competition and we kicked some, but I'm very proud of them. We got second place in all the competitions we went to, which is a huge accomplishment. These girls, anything that I gave them, any crazy dance I threw your way, we learned in, we'll say practice, right? for practice. Any crazy stunt that I was trying to give them, they pulled it off. I say jump, they did it through hoops. They were amazing. My first award that I'm going to hand out is for our MVC, our most valuable cheerleader. This girl always has a smile on her face, always is happy to do anything that I say, teach somebody to dance, go over the counts with this, anything that I say. So Miss Frankie King. For our coaches award, can I have this is the most seniors we've had on the team, so can I have all my seniors step forward? So all of the seniors are getting the coach award this year because I could not have done this without it. Maya and Danielle, I could not have done this without you. I'm gonna try not to cry, but they have been begging me since I started teaching here to help with cheerleading, and these girls recruited day and night, through lunch, through their prep periods, always saying, hey, we need some more cheerleaders. Come join the team. It's great. I'll teach you the dance. Don't worry about it. You never cheered before? Don't worry. I'll teach you arm drills. Don't worry. Anything I needed, these girls were, I'm gonna miss you. Not cry, but I will miss you tremendously. These girls over here, just car, anything I needed, teach me this, teach me how to do a flip, teach me how to be a front spot, a back spot, a base, a flyer, I'm gonna do it all, I'm gonna took anything. Nat, you're my dancing girl, always have, anybody needs help, Natalie's the first one to teach them how to dance, show them what we need, so let me make sure I get these right. And last but not least, we have the most improved cheerleader. She is not here tonight, but Ms. Zoe Vanderweel, who I never in a million years thought would be my cheerleading girl. She has a special place in my heart. Anything that I want her to do, she can do it with flying colors. She is a natural born athlete, whether it's in cheerleading or basketball or now, even soccer. She is amazing and works so hard on everything she does. So the most valuable cheerleader goes to Miss Zoe. Cheerleaders, take a nice little bow. I love you all. Go. And next up here, Miss Krista Rogers for volleyball. My girls come on up, volleyball girls. Much like my girls that got better through the season, my dog got better too. You've been here before. He used to fight me to get up these stairs, and now he doesn't. Now he's playing everybody's not here. Our season was very interesting. We started off, and to me, our season was actually more impressive than us making it to the state playoffs. These girls did a lot of firsts, not only for the team, but for the school. We took one game, but one game's good enough. One game away from Beaufort Academy, which were state champions the year before. Woo! So we got them. Sorry about them. Anyways, then we were invited as a last minute thing to go to First Baptist senior night. And I know why they invited me, because, little secret, I cursed. I know why they invited us, because we're a smaller team. But I have to say, my girls made them cry on senior night because we beat them. And before I give you that, the last thing is, I've never had a group of girls that I've coached that, usually if our coach gets mad, they play better. The girls want to play better, right? If I get mad, they play worse. So I have to threaten them with my, great dance moves and stuff on the side, and they're like, "Oh, coach, please stop. Just stop." So then start winning, and I can stop. We made it to state, and I think that's where our girls kind of lost it a little bit. They kind of went into their serious mode, and I hope that this year they can learn not to get into that serious mode and play just like they did all season long. But like I said, I was more proud of our season with what we accomplished, and to me that was better than the state could have ever been. My first award, you guys, I call it my Not Today Award. And it's the first time in 3 years I've been able to actually award this one, so the girls don't even know what this is. This is for a blocker, not today. Vinny blocks for us. And she's not here, it's Tessa Hud. And some of my big she loved to run the net. Next, I have my All Heart Award, and this one's going to be kind of surprising to people. This person was there all the time. She was on the sidelines, always cheering, no matter what. I think she got more mad than I did sometimes. But I could not have asked for a better player who gave all she could give, even when she couldn't really get on the court to play. This is for Talia. All right. And for the first time ever in my history of coaching, not only here but in other places, I actually have a most valuable player. That is a really hard award for me to give because most of the teams I coach are small like this, and with one person missing, you can't function. My husband about passed out when I told him I was getting one. And I don't know what coach thought when I sent him the email going, I actually do have the most valuable player this year, because I always tell him, oh, you only pick him. But this player, basically when I was running late from work, she got the girls going on time, she got them finished on time. She was actually almost being a better coach than I was, I think, for the longest time. She will make a good coach, and I wish her all the best her senior year of Grace Black. And we had 3 people for the all-region team. First is Grace Black again. So she had a great senior year. I'm sorry to do this, but I have to say, I'm glad you did mine. All right, and then Grace Ambrose made the all-region team. And that was a hard choice for me because I was only allowed to send 2. And there was 3 of them who got it, and so it was a really hard choice for me to make, and I really wanted to send all 3 of them, but again, they made me choose. And the 2 who got to go was actually Grace Black and Riley Thompson. But to be fair, Grace Ambrose played in the one the year before, so she made it then, so it's 2 years in a row she's made it. So, all right, thank you ladies, and I look forward to this season. And who's up next? Let's see. Cross country, Beth Matthews.
I don't know.
Would you like to present my awards? Okay, first off, hello, welcome tonight. Can I have all of my cross-country runners coming up? First off, I am immensely proud of this group of kids that ran for us this year. There we go. Sorry about that. They were all tremendous athletes, some of them not runners who basically just wanted to use cross country as a way to train for their real sport. But honestly, I couldn't be more thrilled to have every single one of these runners on the team. Everybody gave 110% effort in 90-degree, 100% humidity 3 times a week. I didn't do it. So I'm immensely proud of all of them. This year, we actually got to run more than we ever have because all of our meets, we actually kept most of them. But that's last year. This past year, we went to state for the first time, and I would like to recognize 3 young ladies who actually came in the top 5 of the women's meet. That would be Alexandra, Gloden, and Emily Horn, who's here. But everyone was fantastic. Thrilled with everybody. But first off, I'm going to go ahead and give my awards. My award for most improved goes to Maddie Housley. Maddie joined the team, I think, rather reluctantly from some persistent pushing from Emily. But Maddie was able to take 10 minutes off of her time from our first meet to our last meet. So, way to go. My coach's award goes to Tyler Newman, who is not with us this evening, but Tyler always had a smile after running 3 or 4 miles and doing fartleks, which was totally weird that he still had a smile on his face. But he was fantastic, and he gets my coach's award. But well done, everyone. We have one more award to present, and that is to Alexandra LaRue for winning the CCS Division A, or 1A, excuse me, state meet. Good job, runners, and come on in, run cross country. Thank you. Up next is varsity basketball, Coach Bowman.
This song just like it's really good. Huh? It's very nice. Yeah. This kind of happened. I was.
All right. Can the varsity women's basketball team come up at this time? Everybody let's see it. And let me say thank you to all the parents, both from the football team and the basketball team. It ends up being the same people because you share your children over multiple sports. And I just want to say thank you for the support, thank you for the enthusiasm at the games, thank you for travel, all of that. It makes a tremendous impact, not only for them, but for me, to see you in the stands and see you participating. So we hope that continues as we move. You can give yourself one break. Also to the assistant coaches, I didn't say it for football, but you guys really are. Coach Chris, Jerry, Coach Archie, Dave, and Coach Ross. Thank y'all for everything y'all do. All right, so listen, these are my babies, and you know I can be a little easier on the young ladies than I can on the guys. But they can take more than the guys can take. It's really funny how that happens. They've grown up with me, some for 2 years and 3 years, and some for 1 year, and they just take it on. One of the reasons why I switched to coaching girls basketball from boys, because boys think they do everything. I ain't got no women in here that won't say nothing. But they think they know everything. These girls, they take every ounce of coaching that they can get to try to figure out what they need to do, and I really appreciate that. And as a result, we've been to the playoffs a number of times. We were able to make it back this year after having not been there for a couple of years. And, you know, just to have a great season, to put wins on the board, and like it means a lot because, you know, they're going to take this stuff with them forever. And I got a lot of seniors on the team. Never had this many seniors at one time. So, you know, I don't know them to cry. And I ain't about to cry. And I feel like crying. And I'm fumbling for my words. But, yeah, so,
You're not a crier.
yeah, I know. I had to beg this young lady, like most of them, to come out and play. But after about a year or two, she decided to come on out. And this past year, she ended up being our second leading scorer on the team. Had a tremendous leadership role, especially when Grace went out. All of the ball handling duties went to her. And that's the most difficult part of basketball. I don't care who you are, being able to handle the ball and make decisions. And she did a phenomenal job, kept us afloat, gave us a chance in a lot of games, and I think she surprised herself. But don't be surprised about the wonderful things that she's going to go and accomplish. Carly McCoy, all right, this is the Defensive Player of the Year award, and scoring is the last thing that comes, especially in women's basketball. They can all play defense better than they can score. And it is very unique when you can score first. And but this young lady, she anchored our defense. Didn't matter whether we were trying to play man or trying to play zone or pressing and trapping. She was always where she needed to be. And like that, it just goes to show that you have to be accountable. And she took that. And she took pride in being accountable and being responsible. And she was also one of our captains for the year. But I'm really proud of her academic accomplishments as well as her athletic accomplishments. And the Defensive Player of the Year goes to Tanaya Williams. All right. So 5 years ago, I came here. Came to collegiate. I decided I didn't want to coach anymore. And that was an easy choice because kids just don't seem to care the same way we used to care. I know a lot of us older people would probably say that. And you know, she was a little 8th grader. She wasn't very good at basketball. She was pretty good at fighting on the court. When people made her mad, she'd go and she'd dump them off. But she put in a lot of work every summer, throughout the off season, learning how to bounce the ball, learning how to spin the ball and shoot it. But even more than that, learning how to be a good person. Most valuable player, Grace Black. Really proud of this award because we've had players here before who were as good as Grace, but they didn't get a chance to get the award because they were snubbed. Nobody likes Charleston Collegiate. I'll tell you that now. In every sport, nobody likes Charleston Collegiate. They're gonna give us their best game every time out, and that's because they're scrappy. They play hard. They don't care. They don't get down. It's just play. And this year, Grace was able to get the award. Even though we didn't win the region championship, normally they give it to the person, the best player on the team that wins. And Grace got the award this year because her talent was undeniable. You know, anytime you can put in about 30 points a game, and everybody knows that she's the only scorer on the team. And especially when the team didn't get to play this year. But they couldn't stop it. And so it was undeniable. This year's 2019-2020 Region 3 Girls Basketball Region Player of the Year went to Grace. So y'all give them we're looking forward to this next year. Y'all get ready because it's going to be exciting. I ain't got nothing else to say. Next up is varsity boys basketball. Coach Steve, right out here.
Can I get my varsity boys up here? I got my laptop, so I need to be up for 3 teams in a row, so that's why I'm like, I just gotta get it. But a lot of our guys are not here. We only actually had 8 guys on our varsity boys team this year, and then we had I coached the JV boys, we had 8 on our JV boys team. Both of those teams won the region championship this year, which was a huge honor. We had not won that in 3 years, so please give them a round of applause. I've got 3 of my JV guys up here, and I asked them to be up here because I don't look at them as JV, I look at this as one team. We practice together, we grind together. I push these guys really hard. We get that small school stigma, but we went up against 5A public schools and we're banging with them. A lot of my varsity guys aren't here today, but we got some really good players. And I'm telling y'all this team, we're the front runners to win the state championship for the next couple of years in a row, and I'm really excited about our potential. This year we finished 20-7. We ended up losing in the quarterfinals of the state championship. So the team that ended up winning the state championship, and they were probably the best team in all of SCISA, regardless of 1A, 2A, 3A. They have 5 collegiate athletes, literally in their starting 5. And we battled with them. We lost, I think, 23 or 24, something like that. But we were in the game the whole time. We were in the game, and a lot of people were asking me, hey, why don't you put your scores on match preps? And I'm like, because nobody knows about us. I'm trying to be like the mystery team that nobody knows, and it ended up biting us when it came to seeding in the state tournament. But at the end of the day, these guys grinded. Again, I pushed them. This year, when it came to our leadership, that was crucial, and that was something that we really struggled with in the beginning because I rely on our captains to be an echo of me. And this year, we had 3 captains. And again, they struggled a little bit in the beginning, but they really came on mid-season, and then we just started rolling towards the end of the season. That's how, as a coach, you want it to be. So this year, our 3 captains were Aiden Anderson,
Avery Vanderwill and Darius Singletary. So if you guys just step up. So I'm going to go into my individual awards. This year, this was a really hard award to give. Actually, it really was. It was between two guys, but this guy, he really deserved it, my most improved. This young man's been here for 4 years. I remember I saw him, and I'm like, dude, you're tall and you're long. You should be playing basketball. And y'all probably know who I'm talking about if you're just looking behind me. And I was like, dude, you're tall, you're long. He's like, I've never played basketball before. I'm like, I can teach you. Like, that's easy. You're a freshman. Like, we got time. And I'll tell y'all this. There were so many times where I almost told this young man, just don't even come back. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, because he had all the physical traits, but mentally, I was really trying to make him mentally tougher, because to play for me, it is tough. It really is. Former collegiate athlete, I put them on a college record. I mean, we are go, go, go. And he was not used to that. And I remember he came into me, it was this past summer, and he said, Coach, this is my last hurrah. Like, it's all or nothing. And his mindset was flipped. And he was such a big contributor this year. He went from a starter to a bench player, but even though he's a bench player, he was just as powerful coming off the bench. He was huge for us, literally, both size-wise, I mean, every way. This year's most improved player, and I love this kid, I love all these kids, but it's Grant Jeff. Coach's award, this young man, we've grown really close together. God, you got me going now. I'm like trying not to get emotional. Yeah, I know, exactly. I just had a baby, so like all of a sudden things start changing in me. But this year's Coach's award, like I said, I rely on my leaders to lead. I believe this young man, out of maybe any of the high schoolers, probably has the best potential to lead. And he's really matured the last couple of years, and he's not really a basketball player. His main focus is football right now, and I really hope he continues to play basketball because his leadership is invaluable to us. And this year's Coach's Award to my guy, Aiden Anderson. I actually had two most valuable players because in the all-region, which we actually have 4 all-region players, which we'll say in a minute, but in the all-region voting, we had 2 guys, one guy tied for first, and then the other guy was 1 vote behind first. And really, they both have a lot of potential. I mean, they both could go play collegiate athletics, whether basketball, football, or whatever they choose. And neither one of them are here, but because one had to work and one, unfortunately, the weather just kind of prohibited that. But this year, our most valuable players go to RJ Rock and JJ Nelson. So this year, we had 4 all-region recipients out of 6, which is pretty good. Again, like I said, we had one that was tied for first, and I fought tooth and nail to make sure he was player of the year or co-player of the year. And unfortunately, they pulled the seniority card on me and said, well, this young man that you have is a freshman, and the young man that he's tied with is a senior, you'll have another chance. And that's why JJ did not win player of the year. So this year, all region is JJ Nelson. Another young man I just mentioned, he also got most valuable player. He's a beast. He's not here, but literally he's the biggest guy on campus, and you can't miss him. RJ Rock was huge for us this year. I mean, again, it's not very often you see a 15-year-old that's 6'3", 280. I mean, he's a big kid. And he moves. So, they're laughing. You might have put on a couple pounds since the pandemic, but he can move. He can move. So, but he's got such a bright future. So, RJ Rock won all region as well. So, give it up for him. And then we also had 2 more all-region players, and again, these young men both have super bright potential. I honestly think both of them will go play collegiate. basketball or football for one of them. I think football is probably going to be his ticket, but basketball for the other one for sure. And this year, I'm really glad because they're both sophomores, so we got 2 more years with them. But we have Avery Vanderweel and Darius Singletary. Let's give these guys one last round of applause. Next up is archery, and actually we had a video for Mr. Haney because he's not here to play, but unfortunately we're having some tech issues, and I probably should have listened to his video a couple more times. So I'm going to ask for all the archers to come up here if you don't mind. Archery season is a long season. It's almost year-round, and it conflicts with my basketball season a lot, to where I don't get to go to as many of the archery competitions as I would like, but I did get to go to 2 this year, and I really do enjoy seeing them compete at that level. And again, Mr. Haney did have a video that was supposed to be projected, but we were having some tech issues, so we're going to have to, unfortunately, make a little bit of a U-turn. But his awards this year, he had the Positivity Award, the Coaches Award, and the Most Improved. And this year, his Most Improved was Jack Rayburn. The next award that Mr. Haney had was the Positivity Award, and this goes to Miss Carly Joy. And this next lady, she's not here, and kind of a highlight for her is, we have 3 seniors actually going to pursue a collegiate career next year, which is awesome. One you'll hear about here in a little bit. The second one you're about to hear about right now, and she actually won the Coaches Award, Miss Sarah Molina, who again, I said is not here, so give her a round of applause. And Sarah plans on attending Ohio University, and again, she is going to be a collegiate archer for them next year, so that is a huge accomplishment in itself. So give these archers one last round of applause. We should have one before this, I think. Okay, well, it might not be in the slideshow, but we're going to add it into the slideshow right now. We do have a track and field athlete, and she is not here right now. She's actually at a pole vaulting competition, and I wanted to make sure that she was recognized. She is a tremendous athlete, and she sent me a couple of the stats. I was unfortunately not able to attend any of her meets because everything got shut down so quickly. But she is, if you see Tessa, like you know immediately, like she's a really good athlete. She just looks like it. Her stats this year, she was the she was tied number 1 pole vaulter in all of South Carolina, regardless of public, private, 1A, 6A, didn't matter. She was tied to number 1, and she's a sophomore. She's the number 1 pole vaulter in all of SCISA. She placed first in every meet, which was 3 that she was able to participate in before the closing. She's the number 3 ranked sprinter in the 100 and the 200 in all of South Carolina, again, regardless of private, public, 1A, 6A. She does plan on being a collegiate pole vaulter and sprinter, and I would say she has quite the potential to do that for sure. She would have won the state championship. I'm confident in that this year. We were lucky enough to have at least 1 state champion this year in cross country with Alex LaRue, but I was very confident that she also was going to be the individual state champion in both the pole vault and the 100 and 200. And like I said, unfortunately, her season was cut short because of COVID-19. With that being said, please join me in a round of applause for recognizing Miss Tessamaya. Our next presenter is going to be Coach Henry Morgan with golf.
So, can I have the golf team up here? I don't have many, but Grant is here. And I believe Wilson, is he here? There he is. As you can tell, there's only two here, but there's Jessica, I'm sorry. Three, but there's supposed to be 7 here, and they just didn't make it. So we had a short season, unfortunately, due to COVID-19 and that whole thing. So I'm just going to keep it short, and I just want to say I really enjoyed the time that we had together, and these guys. And the time that we had, it was just, it was the most enjoyable time that I've had so far. I do have one senior, Grant, who I was an assistant for the last 2, and I got to see Grant, progress in golf, and I think this year he did really, really well, and he played also outside of our season, which is very important, and I think that's what should happen. So I just want to thank the golf team for coming out this year. So, thank you. Chris Anderson, please. That's all the varsity girls soccer players. That is awesome. So, I gotta give a couple of thank yous to a few people before we kind of get into this whole season thing. One huge one is Susie. She was our team mom. She was basically our team everything. If anything went wrong, it was like, hey Susie, and she said it, she went and did it. I think there was even a few times. I know one that wasn't during soccer season. It may have been during basketball season on a big deal of bus, and we made some phone calls. And like Susie had to send some people, and Greg showed up, and they all got to the game. The bus didn't, but all the players did. So thank you, Susie, so much for all that you did for this team over the last 3 years while I've been coaching. I know long before that. Another one I have to thank is my wife, Allie. She's part of the team, and not just like concessions and all that stuff. She is not only my proofreader, spell checker for all your emails, but she also really works behind the scenes on helping these girls get recruited. When coaches email and stuff like that. Of our class of girls up here right now, I know at least 7 or 8 of them have either been contacted by college coaches or asked to be recruited by college coaches. And then we have one tonight that will actually be signing up for college, and we'll be doing that here in a little bit. I also have to think, I know it's weird, but my daughter Madison, it's hard having your dad as your coach, and it's also hard having to go home and get critiqued every night from your daughter. But it does a lot for the team and bringing everything together. She probably tells me more than I want to know, and but I really thank her for that. And then there's Molly, my assistant coach. Half the time, probably the head coach. Molly is kind of this unique individual. She's like, she comes off all nice and calm and but she's like a wolf in sheep's clothing, because if we ever go out and play the guys, the team, she starts getting angry on the sideline. And then she attacks. And you got to bring her back in, and is it just high school kids? You're welcome. This year, Molly didn't get a whole lot of practice time with us because our first practice, she laced up those shoes, went out there, and blew out her knee on the first play. So she's coming back from that right now. Hopefully, we'll be ready for next year. For our season, it was cut short. We were about 4 games into our season. We were undefeated. We were basically on a roll. Just like Steven was saying earlier about feeling like it was a state championship season and things were going, that's where we were headed. I almost had no doubt in my mind that this team could have pulled together a state championship for this year. If you look at our rankings, nationally for spring soccer, that's basically the whole East Coast. There's about 4,000 teams. We were 161. That was our national ranking. For South Carolina, we were 9, and that was the highest FIBA school rated to max preps. And then in the Charleston area, we were 4, behind Wando and a couple other schools. The girls put together an awesome season. They came together. As you see, all these girls have probably been up here at least once before for another sport. So we get to come together with all the injuries, ankles, knees, all the injuries from all the other sports. We get to put together a season. This team has really come together, and it was kind of heartbreaking to watch it all come to an end the way it did. Because I know, especially for our seniors, that they have been building this program since they stepped on the field. They spend a lot of time out recruiting players and coming together to make the soccer program what it is. So, for our seniors, I would like you guys just to give a big hand for all they've done. So, for Offensive Player of the Year, you've heard this name called several times tonight. Last year, she was Offensive Player of the Year. She was also in this Skis All Region and Player of the Year, which I had no doubt that she would have done again this year. She had scored 14 goals in 4 games. And she was not stopping. One thing I did see about Grace this year is she learned to pass the ball. And it was huge. Because she shared the wealth with everybody else on the field. Grace Black. My Defensive Player of the Year, she is my general in the backfield, and if I'm doing something she doesn't like, she will come off the field and tell me to correct it immediately. When I first met Danny, she wouldn't really say a word or two to me. She would just kind of go out there and play. And like I said, by the end of it, she had found her voice and she had found her leadership role in that defense. And I thank you, Danny. All right, for this player, our most improved, we had just graduated our goalkeeper, and I was walking through the gym, and there was a volleyball player in there, and I said that would work. And so I hunted her down, and I begged her and begged her and begged her, and I even told her that I bribed her mom with like $7 or something like that. But finally got her out there. She's fearless. She has come so far. And she is one of those players that were contacted at the end of the season. Coaches were asking about it. I'm sad because I heard she may not be returning to us, but if there's anything I could do, another $7 or whatever. Love to have her back. Awesome goalkeeper, great spirit. Like I said, tough as nails. The Coaches Award this year goes to an individual that was out there from the beginning of the season. We started like early January when it was cold and nasty. And she was out there as much as she can. She practiced all the way through. She was a great leader out there. And then when she got on the field, she found her feet. She played through several injuries this season, including her whole shin. But the Coaches Award this year goes to Izzy.
I know it's an understatement to say that we all wish we had more time together on the field, but it's just amazing the time that we did have and what you girls accomplished. And I know that I speak for both Chris and I when I say we do this because we love the game, but we love more watching you guys play and seeing you guys come together and seeing all the dedication and the hard work and the love that you have for one another. So thank you guys for an awesome season.
Like I said, we have one of our athletes who has been lucky enough to be able to play that dream of playing soccer at college. And what we're going to do today, we're going to show a video, and then she's actually going to sign, and we'll go from there.
How many years have you played for CCS, Chris?
This year is my 5th year.
5th year. What year was your best year?
My junior year was my best year.
Yeah? What was the best part about it?
That was kind of the first year that we had some like rocky seasons before that. So that year our team really saw the potential that we had.
Let's do a little recap of this year. How are you guys doing?
We only got to play 4 games, but we were undefeated. We had 29 goals in those 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Played some bigger teams that we got to beat. And had a few easy games coming up. So, I don't know. I wish we could have kept playing.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part of playing sports at Charleston Collegiate?
I think just being on smaller teams. At Charleston Collegiate, there's like kind of the same group of girls that play each sport with like a few new ones here and there, and especially the soccer since it's a much bigger team than like volleyball and basketball. But being able to see, you know, your same group of friends and those same girls in different sports and with different coaches, it really builds a bunch of relationships that don't just come from one sport and like a few months playing together on the court or on the field.
Where's your favorite place to play soccer?
Here.
Why?
Because it's home field.
It's home field?
It's home field.
What team's your favorite end?
That
That one?
one? Yeah.
So, we were buffering. So what I'm going to ask right now is I'll have the ladies from the team thank you guys so very much for the season, and I can't wait for next season. Each one of you holds a special place in my heart, and I can't wait until we get to try again next year, because I think we'll be in the same spot. All right? I'm going to ask you guys to take your seats, and I'm going to bring up Grace and her family right now. It's really up to you if you want to sign this letter or not. Next up will be boys varsity soccer with Julie Gordon.
All right, varsity boys, come on up. So obviously throughout the night you guys have seen how the coaches care, seen grown men in touch with their feelings, which is an incredible thing to see, but just, hey, it's awesome. I'm all in. So I don't think I'm ready to cry yet, but I'm all in. I'm all for that. And it just shows how much each individual cares, from the coaches to the players to the parents. So first of all, we want to thank all of you for just showing up for your kids, trusting us as their coaches. And you know, it's crazy to see Grace sign brings me back to my days. I was a Cathedral Academy grad, so I'm sorry. I played basketball here on this court. I actually signed for my college soccer team and played against Charleston Collegiate on my signing day and lost. So there's history there, and it's just kind of really cool to see young athletes continuing. The team I played on, we should have won state my senior year, but we didn't, and then they won the year after. So Grace, I think you and I are following you're following some of the same footsteps. I think your team's going to win state next year, and it's going to be an honor to be a part of that foundation, to see what you started come to fruition. But as you see, we have a young soccer team on the boys' side. We had 0 seniors. We started off a short season, only got 2 games in, but we had some goals for the season. One of the goals was we wanted a winning record, and we only had 2 games, but we went 1-1. So we had a winning record. So you got to take the positives with all of the negatives that are happening, with the shutdown and everything else. So we have to always look for the silver lining. These guys came in, they put in the work. We have just incredible talent across the board. Excited for every single year to see these guys grow taller, get stronger, bigger, faster, more athletic, better technical ability. You name it, each year it's fun to just watch them continue to grow in their gifts and their talents. So with that, looking forward to next year, we're going to just give out the awards for this year. So starting off, we'll start with my most improved player. He's not here, and it's kind of confusing because I could say Will R, but I had 2 Will R's on my team. So it's Will, I'm probably going to butcher the last name, Ramallah? Is that? Ramallah. All right, so close enough. So he came out, he was a former soccer player, gave it up for a few years, and quickly just found a spot that worked for him and just kept getting better and better. We were looking for a goalie, he stepped in and just worked hard. We trusted him, and every single time that we were in practice, we could just see him getting more comfortable, more confident in his abilities, and that just helped everyone else play better in front of him. So he's our most improved player. My most valuable player, we had a short season, but the game that we won, we played Palmetto Christian Academy. This guy was just all over the field. He scored 2 goals for us, created probably 10, 15 different chances, but just it was incredible to see him step up into his leadership role, being a young player, and just taking on guys that are seniors, being a younger player. But Wyatt Clifford, sorry, he scored 3. It was a while ago. New dad brand, sorry. And then the last award, you've heard so many coaches talk about it, but just the players that show leadership. Coach Bowman said, leading from the front. This guy showed up day in, day out. When we got shut down, this guy was one of 2 players stepping in on Zoom training sessions, which was a whole new world as a coach and as a player. But this guy just eats, sleeps, breathes soccer. He's gonna be signing for a college. He's got a career in soccer, in athletics. But my coach's award, one of my captains, Charlie Olson. So with that, that's our varsity boys soccer team. We look forward to next year. We look forward to building off of what we started and just having a great season. So with that, boys, you can leave. And Coach Brown, you're up.
Almost done, I promise. We've got 4 more awards These next 4 awards are probably the most prestigious awards that we give out here at the school. We have Male Athlete of the Year, we have Female Athlete of the Year, we have the Sun Devil Scholar Award, and then we also have the Charles P. Stone Sportsmanship Award. The one I'll be presenting is Male Athlete of the Year, and these awards go to either a junior or a senior. This young man came to us 4 years ago. Actually, ironically, I gave him his tour of the school when I was in admissions, and I've actually already spoken about him very briefly. And again, I saw how tall and long he was, so I was like, he needs to play for me for basketball. He is a cross-country runner. He's the fastest runner that we have on our cross-country team. Just happens to be the best golfer that we have on our golfing team. And again, he was a significant contributor to a state championship caliber basketball team that we have here. This young man, I can't wait to see what type of impact he makes on this world, because his future is so bright. He, as you saw, he is fearless when it comes to his dancing moves in the very beginning. I love this young man, and I'm really trying not to get emotional. Male Athlete of the Year, Grant J.
I know y'all know me as one who doesn't like to make big speeches, but I have some things I'd like to say. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I would like to say some things to my CCS family for what will be the last time. I would like to thank everyone who believed in me and gave me a shot through all of my seasons here as a Sun Devil. To my coaches who believed that I could do great things, I thank you for dealing with my strange personality. From my first ever cross-country meet to getting pulled over on our way to a basketball tournament. Y'all have been through my side every step of the journey. To my parents, I thank you for being there for me through my ups and downs. For my mother, I thank you for being my rock through my multiple seasons. And the pride I saw in your face after some kids were in awe that you were my mother after you told them that I was your son is something that I will always remember. To my dad, although the distance between us made it so you couldn't be there physically, you were always there after a game on a call to share my excitement after a win. And I'm glad you were able to make this trip to see me embarrass myself in front of my peers. I'd like to give a special shout out to Coach Brown, who recently became a father to a baby boy just in time to experience his first ever Father's Day as a parent. I know that you were a great dad and also not to be a really good kid with you guiding him along the way. Just promise me you won't make him run suicides every time he acts up. We'll all do that. You've been a great coach and even better mentor, and I thank you for introducing me to the game of basketball, where I was able to be part of a team of young men who individually deserve this award a hell of a lot more than me. Pardon my French, for the kids. I'm going to be honest, when our season reached that unplanned end, I went into the locker room and cried. Not a very emotional person, but I never thought that a group like this would make me feel the way I did in the end. And to this day, I don't know who it was, but someone touched the back of my head and looked as I was crying to my lap, and that's something that I won't forget as well. But there's no doubt in my mind that each one of y'all will be wearing a championship ring on your fingers come this time next year. Last year, I pledged that every future game I would play would be in the name of my grandfather who passed 2 years ago? Well, actually 1.5 years, sorry. But although my season was cut short in the game that he and I love so much, I know that I've made him proud as an athlete and as a friend, and this award is a reminder of that achievement. Next year, although I won't be able to run a mile next to you, or run down the court with you, or even swing a club on the same course as you, I'll be there in spirit cheering y'all on, because once a Sun Devil, always a Sun Devil. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna try and get through this without crying, but we'll blame it on the new mom hormones. This young lady, I was so lucky to be in this gym with her 2 years ago. We were sitting right here, next to the stage. She was quite the judgmental one. We didn't really hit it off at first. She was like an onion. I had to peel back the layers. And if I would have known that telling her I danced for Katy Perry this one time, we would have been best friends from the start. You have heard her name many times throughout this night. She is a tremendous athlete, but more than an athlete, I have been blessed to get to know her as a person. She is kind and caring and loving and so talented. This world is special to have you in it. And you are going to make this world a better place, Grace Black. She is our female athlete of the year. So on my kind of long list of thank yous, I really want to start with my family. Mom and Dad, you have both given me the opportunity to be here and to do great things. You've coached me, provided for me, driven me back to practices and games, which had a lot in 17 years. I mean, you're both the reason that I'm here today, receiving this award and, you know, having the ability to play at a college level next year. To my brothers, you both have paved the way for me in every single aspect of sports and just life. You two have hassled me and made fun of me more than anybody can imagine. But I mean, I have passion and determination because of you, and you've challenged me to be better than I thought I could be. Coach Rogers, you are resilient, passionate, and driven. You didn't care what our odds were. You were going to make us the best team we could be. Now, anybody who knows that our team didn't have 6 foot tall girls who could hit the ball, but she really did use us to our strength. And, you know, even when we got down on ourselves, like she said, she knew exactly how to cheer us up. She definitely taught us how to use our toolboxes and how to think outside the box and how to adapt to every situation. And I think that was one of the greatest skills that she could have taught us. Coach Bowman, gosh, I remember my first year here, it was also your first year, and you told us that you would run through a brick wall for us. And you've proven that to be true so many times, over and over again. Everybody knows that me and you fight like crazy, on and off the court. But, I mean, no matter what, even from me being a 2 grader for like 3 out of 5 years I've played for you, you still give me every single chance to control the game and, you know, come to you if I really needed something about basketball or about anything in my life. And you genuinely turned basketball into a sport that I hated and really only played for you and the team into one of the things that I'm going to miss most about Charleston Collegiate. So thank you. Coach Chris, you came at a time of despair for our girls soccer team. We didn't have some good seasons, and because of you and your dedication to our team, you were able to completely flip that around. We went from, I think it was like 3rd in state last year to this year, and we had an undefeated season, and an absolutely amazing group of girls. Because of you, I know that I am prepared to handle whatever college soccer throws my way next year, and I know that I will be able to overcome every single thing. Lastly, I really want to thank my teammates and everybody else who stood by me, supported me. I really couldn't have gotten here by myself. You know, every single one of you saying good game after the games and stuff like that. You know, it really does make a big difference in the long run. And Charleston Collegiate has given me so many opportunities and challenges that have allowed me to grow as a student and an athlete, and I will always be very grateful and proud to be a Sun Devil. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Brown. It's my privilege to be able to give the Sun Devil Scholar Award. It's my privilege to be here. I so admire these athletes and these coaches. It's been fun. I wish, like Coach Chris, that we had been able to finish the spring season, but I enjoyed the winter season. I enjoyed the spring season as far as it went. It's just a tremendous program here, so you should all be proud of your athletes and your coaches. There are 2 winners of the Sun Devil Scholar Award. One is not here tonight, John Hagan. Let's give John a round of applause, please. The other is here, an athlete that I particularly admire. I've seen her in a number of roles here. Very proud of Tanai Williams. Tanai, please come forward.
I don't have a speech prepared considering that I was told to make a speech yesterday. But I'd just like to thank all my coaches for pushing me to do things that I never thought I could do. And my parents for always believing in me, and all my teammates for being here for me. That's it. Thank you.
All right, this is a record for the amount of times I've been up for the night. All right, sorry about that. I have some impromptu plans that were coming up. All right, it's my privilege tonight to present the Charleston P. Stoney Sportsmanship Award. This award is for the person who embodies the spirit of the school, who takes advantage of the enrichment opportunities that are provided through sports and also clubs and organizations. This young lady is a tremendous, or has been a tremendous asset to Charleston Collegiate. She's participated in cheerleading, and basketball, and soccer. You've heard her name, like many others tonight. But I want to tell you about the smile that she has that can light up a room, that can, ease her teammates into a comfortable level where they can perform and compete. I want to talk about her personality, which is so giving, and how she, doesn't jock for position amongst her teammates, but she really wants to see everyone else excel and to exceed even their own expectations. I want to talk about her ability to just overcome personal challenges, or maybe she don't feel like she can do whatever she's being asked to do, but she still rises to the challenge and she overcomes. And again, she embodies what the Charleston P. Stoney Award is all about. So tonight's award recipient is none other than Daniela Macias.
Great speeches, Grace and Grant and Tanaya. I also was told in advance to prepare a speech, but of course I procrastinated, and so I'm just gonna wing it. I'm really gonna miss just being on the team, playing here, because like as Coach Chris said, with every sport that I played, I was able to grow as a person and really come out of my shell. And I also made connections with people and just, really like, I don't know what I was trying to say there. But yeah, I just really made connections with a lot of people, and I know I can always count on them. So, thank you.
I think this is going to be the last opportunity I have to do this for a woman that I appreciate so much over these last 5 years, for from being a team parent to being the Boost Club president. I want you to stand on your feet, if you will, and give a big round of applause to Miss Susie Blackman.
So, I'm hijacking it for just a minute. About a week ago, I got a call from an athlete who wanted to give a special presentation tonight. So, I'm just going to hand the mic over to Adrian Vanderweel and let him tell you his story and what his presentation is about.
Thank you, Miss Susie. Early this basketball season, I was going through a rough spot, and my family and I decided for every point I score is $2 to a charity of my choice. So after donating to different charities, going downtown and helping people with the money I earned, I learned a valuable lesson in giving over receiving. I also donated to Coach Bowman's church, Unity AME, and even got to hear him preach. At the end of the day, I learned that it's so much bigger in basketball, and while helping my others, I was really helping myself. As an athlete, I realized it's you versus you. No one else can be in your way but yourself, and sometimes you just gotta get yourself out of the way. The greatest gift was when I focused on serving and helping others and focused less on myself. They put life in perspective. Thank you to the sport of Pete Tufts, who's a father here at CCS, for donating 2 charities of my choice. Here are 2 checks for $200 to each to Black Lives Matter and the CCS Booster Club. I'd like to thank Miss Sue. I'd like to thank Miss Susie for all that you do to support the athletics here at CCS. Thank you to Coach Bowman and Coach Brown for giving me the green light to shoot whenever and believing in me. Thank you to my teammates, because with your help, you guys helped me raise about $1,200 to give to various charities, and your great play helped me become a better player. Coach, please use money to help other athletes here at CCS succeed at their sports. Thank you.
So we have one more surprise. Are you ready? We're not ready. Are we ready? One second. If I could have Coach Ross, please, and Coach Brown, please, to join me. They're ready. Okay, they're ready. We have new babies, new Sun Devil babies, and we're so excited. And we didn't ever get to have baby showers, and I promised Paige we would have a baby shower. So, will y'all please help me welcome our new Sun Devil baby. I am officially done with my baby. I can have the mic.
Every year she does this, where she just hijacks the show, and then it's completely off script, and then I don't even know where to go from here. I just completely lost my train of thought. So as we close tonight, I've got a couple of thank yous. First of all, thank you to our amazing coaches. They dedicate so much time and effort, and I wasn't the only one that got choked up here. It was multiple. They truly care about these athletes, and they go over and beyond. and I can't thank you all enough. So thank you. Please give them a round of applause. I want to thank our head of school, Dr. Vito, for just giving me this opportunity and this platform to be able to do what I love. Not many people actually get this opportunity, and I want to make sure that I take full advantage of it. So thank you so much. I want to say thank you to all of our parents for just dealing with me. I know I've spoken to all of y'all multiple times, dealing with Miss Susie and her countless emails of trying to get you to sell some hot dogs in the concession stand. We are a tag team partner. We're tag team partners on this, so we're going to accept the blame. But thank you guys so much, parents, and give them a round of applause. And then to our athletes, thank you guys so much for your dedication to really making this thing work. At a small school like this, we need every single body, and you guys really put forth the maximum effort, and I can't thank you enough, so thank you, athletes. And Miss Susie, will you come up here, please? Will you just come up here? She's already given up on me. She's already said she doesn't want to come up here. So 3 years ago, I was appointed the athletic director here, and just to be 100% honest with you, I was hesitant to take the job because I had no idea what I was doing, and I wasn't very comfortable in the role. But then when I did take the position, the first person that contacted me was this lady right here, and she says, "Hey, I've got some booster club experience," and I'm thinking to myself, "What's a booster club?" I had no idea. I had no idea, to be honest with you, as crazy as that sounds. And she's like, "I've got some great ideas, but I don't know how to run a booster club necessarily." And I was like, "Well, great. I don't know how to run an athletic department at all, so we can figure this thing out together." And that is what we did the first 3 years. We really did figure this thing out together, and we've grown so much together. Words cannot explain how much you mean to me. I'm going to miss you, but this is not goodbye. It's just until next time. It is not goodbye. I'm going to convince her to come back and sell a couple more hot dogs here and there. But no, but in all seriousness, I love this lady. We've built an amazing relationship. I've built a relationship with her daughter. I can't wait to see what you do at the next level and follow your college career. I think you've got such a bright future. I've built a long life friend in Susie, and I know, if I ever needed something, all I got to do is call her and she'll be there in a second. And again, I'm really trying not to get emotional with this as she's up here, tinkering with Coach Ross's baby gifts. But please, if everybody could just stand up and give her one last round of applause. She deserves it. I really do love this lady. Thank you so much, Miss Susie. Athletes, great job. I look forward to this coming year. We're about to end, so keep your eye out. I will send that blast out in about a week and a half with just fall schedules. As crazy as that sounds, we're going to go ahead and shoot those out, and we're prepared to open up fall season on time. So get ready. We're about to have a great 2020-21 year. Seniors, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank y'all. God bless. I'm out. Have a good